Buenas, soy Sevedat. Estamos en el capítulo número 2 de Divinity Original Sin 2. Vámonos. Lámpara de la araña. Ah, lo puedo encender y apagar, mola. Vale, he matado a estos. No sé dónde ver la experiencia. Una es cosa de armadura física, armadura mágica. Esto lo sé. Ah, sí. Así me gusta, así me recuerda más a Pathfinder. Y ya no se puede mover. Vale, pues nada, vamos a subir como nos han ordenado. Y voy a matar a la cosa esta porque soy un no muerto. Soy muy malo, muy malo. ¿Dónde estoy? Espero que no me mate la oveja. Toma 30, chaval. Toma 29. Carnecita. ¿Puedo descansar aquí?
I don't even remember them strapping me down. I don't even remember them strapping me down. I don't even remember them strapping me down.
Vale, no hay ninguna cama por aquí porque quiero recuperar mi vida, obviamente. Vale, demasiado lejos. Vamos a dormir. ¿Dónde estaba el pavo este? Si puedo oler su cadáver. Bueno, no sé si puedo oler algo, pero bueno. Me encanta este juego. Con mods es mucho mejor. Me estoy cabreando sobre esto. ¿Puedo? Ah, no puedo. ¿Puedo atacar a esto? Combinar con... No sé qué es lo que ponía, pero que soy tonto. Ponía runas, vaya. Hay runas en este videogame. Que no. Que quiero subir. ¿Seguro que quieres salir de la cubierta del tutorial? Sí. Las nuevas actualizaciones, pulsa L para verlo. He descubierto 2 crónicas nuevas. Has ampliado 2 crónicas. Aguas turbulentas. Recupera el templo y dirígete al cubierto superior, vale. Activas. Bueno, las crónicas no creo que son misiones, las misiones son esto de aquí. Si ustedes tienen por un problema no me puedo quitar. La de vida nos ha arrestado por ser hechiceros de la fuente. Nos espera la prisión fuente del júbilo. Vale. Es nivel 1, la puedo matar. En realidad la puedo matar. Sin que nadie me más venga. Casco, capucha ajada. Lo mismo, ¿no? Sí, lo mismo, exactamente. True Sorcery. Son cosas de mods. Esto es un arma. 100% de robar de vida, hostia. Qué OP, ¿no? Otorga habilidades. Se encuentran 2 libros de habilidades. Léelo para desbloquear una nueva habilidad. A ver, literalmente esto, hostia, joder. Joder.
What a well of knowledge this
Más 8
tomb
de
is.
fuerza. 5,
Dallas is
3,
such a dear
1.
lending it to me.
Más 8 de fuerza, obviamente. 15 de fuerza. Ah, vale, son... Vale. ¿Cuál es la de nivel 1? Mira esto. Obviamente mods, my friends, mods. Si no, no tiene gracia. Vale, vamos a aprender todo esto. Has aprendido una nueva habilidad. Pulsa acá para abrir el panel de habilidades. Muy bien. Vale, mola. ¿Con esto cuánto hago de daño? 42-50. Aplica drenado irrompible. 100% robar de vida. Mola. A mí me viene bien lo de drenar la vida. Aunque lo podría haber colocado por aquí, por ejemplo. Toma pequeño. Trastos de laboratorio. Trastos de laboratorio. No quiero trastos de laboratorio. Olia, tapa, calambique. Recetas. Tengo todas las recetas porque las desbloqueé básicamente. Ay, no tengo las recetas. supone que debería de tener todas las recetas. Mirar runas. ¿Cómo es que tengo dos armas iguales? A ver, ¿cómo? ¿Por qué hay dos armas iguales? Nivel 5 requiere 11 de fuerza. Ah, porque requiere 11 de fuerza, claro. De acuerdo. Es base 6. Vale, un segundo, voy a pausar esto. Voy a saber por qué. Corcholis no tengo 8 puntos de acción. Vale, es porque no estaba en el menú, no estaban activados estos. Poder más útil, a ver. Una barra rápida y un nuevo icono que sirve para activar y desactivar el desplazamiento en carrera. Si lo desactivas, aumentará tu velocidad de movimiento y la de tus seguidores. Corredor incansable. Artículos de hechicería. En todos los lugares importantes del juego encontrarás un vendedor misterioso que ofrece artículos exóticos y potentes. Dichos artefactos pueden mejorar el equipo de un personaje con un gran poder y con él elevarlos hasta el nivel actual del jugador. Ten en cuenta que se trata de una inscripción permanente y no podrás desactivarla si cambias de idea. Organización mejorada. Consigue una colección de bolsas especiales que te permiten organizar mejor el inventario de forma automática. Ah, o sea, si hago aplicar y no podrás desactivarlas posteriormente. Vale. Este espejo mágico de fuente de júbilo. Haz que aparezca en un espejo mágico en la arena de fuente de júbilo, además de un nuevo nivel de creación de personajes. Podrás distribuir los personajes antes de pasar al siguiente acto del juego. Ten en cuenta que se trata de una modificación permanente. Vale. Espejo mágico. Además de un nuevo nivel de creación de personajes. Distribuir los puntos. No me, bueno, sí, quizás me interesa. Visión espiritual mejorada. Aumenta el radio de activación de visión espiritual y hace que dure indefinidamente. Artículos de hechicería, poder mascotil. Ahí, eso es, eso es. Mejora la clase drásticamente la clase de invocador y sus hechizos de infusión. Con esta puedes lanzar hechizos de infusión todas las invocaciones disponibles, no solo las del propio reencarnado. Las invocaciones explorar diferentes habilidades según el tipo de infusión elemental básica. Talentos divinos. Nuevos talentos. ¿Alguna vez has asustado a tus aliados como zombies? ¿Detestas fallar el ataque que de verdad te importa? Esta modificación consigue la solución a estos problemas y mucho más. No sé qué es esto de talentos divinos, pero vale. De creación. Puedes crear un montón de recetas nuevas y objetos únicos. Talentos divinos. Habilidades de sesión de combate. Al entrar en combate uno o más enemigos aleatorios desarrollan uno de los nuevos estados especiales creados por esta modificación. Con esto los combates cambiarán drásticamente. No me interesa el gateo, sí. La habilidad de todo el grupo a la hora de regatear para conseguir precios mejores. ¿Por qué esto está traducido? Si esto es de mods, esto de aquí. Empatía animal. Permite a los personajes del juego hablar con animales sin necesidad de gastar puntos de talento. Debe modificar el talento amigo de los animales para que otorgue una actitud positiva máxima en todas las conversaciones con animales. Nah, esto sí que quiero que no esté. De entre las cenizas, nunca subestimes el poder de un buen sueño operador. Para asustar a todos los aliados muertos, no tienes que usar el saco de dormir en cualquier momento que no estés en combate. Vale, sí, esto lo quería yo. Restaura los puntos de la fuente cada vez que el personaje de un jugador descanse, vale. Jardines hierbas, planta tu propio jardín de hierbas, combina cualquier hierba con un cubo para crear un brote, luego déjalo en el suelo y verás cómo va creciendo. 7 vidas. Transforma al gato negro en un seguidor. Una vez rescatado, aparecerá en tu bolsillo del inventario. Puedes usarlo si el gato pierde o si quieres cambiar de la persona a la que sigue. 7 vidas. Aplicar. Aceptar. Si juegas con componentes, selecciona continuar, sí. Supuestamente tengo los logros activados igualmente. Supuestamente. Raudo y veloz. 24 objetos recibidos. ¡No! ¿Dónde estará lo de correr? Voy más rápido. 45%. Esto de aquí es exageradamente poderoso. Lo demás ya lo... de esto. Ya veremos las habilidades estas y todo esto. Habilidad de objetos. Ya lo veremos todo esto. Por ahora quiero... Esto de aquí es la hostia. De devorar el punto este de aquí. Aplica drenado, aplica imbuido de la fuente durante un turno. El daño sobre el nivel de influencias de esencia y los status effects sobrepasan la de esto mágica. Con esto de aquí y magia de la fuente soy la hostia. Intenta drenar el alma del enemigo. Y hago 184, 185 de daño puro. No. Vale, vamos a hablar con esta.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Vaya.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Etiquetas. Las etiquetas determinan las opciones que tendrás disponibles en los diálogos y la forma en que el mundo interactúa con los miembros de tu grupo. Los personajes personalizados tienen etiquetas de raza, sexo y transformo. Ya sabemos esto. Místico. Decir que tuviste una larga pesadilla sobre un barco que navegaba por el río de los muertos, pero tú no has muerto, ¿no?
No. You're alive, and you're having a conversation. You are on a ship, of course, but luckily for us both, we're merely sailing the plain old sea.
¿Qué tienes para mí? Arrastra los objetos que deseas comprar o vender a la ventana de comercio. Equilibra la oferta pulsando la balanza y la transacción pulsando el botón rojo de aceptar. También puedes identificar y reparar objetos con la ayuda de un comerciante. Vale, a ver, ¿qué es lo que he obtenido?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. an end to Source. For good.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Dice que ha habido un pequeño accidente en la bodega, que el prisionero está muerto.
Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
Acercarte a él y susurrar que el maestro de la bodega ha sufrido un terrible percance.
She frowns and peers at you closely, concern clearly etched upon her face.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy.
Exigirte que te llegue porque te puso un collar.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
¿Recuerdas unos grandes poderes que se formaron entre los que tenías antes de que te capturaran, desatarlos?
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Abrir el mapa, los personajes importantes marcan el destino. Vale, ¿lo puedo matar ya o no? Porque lo quiero matar.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
It seems as though there's a
Espera, ya sé qué haré. ¿Pero qué es esto? Ah, vale, espera. Esto me organiza las... Vaya, al final no quiero esto. Esto no me lía aún más. Si le impido abrir la puerta, quizás. Bueno, a ver. Voy a intentar, ¿eh?
no lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Hostia. Oye, continúan siendo 4.
No marks, no
O sea,
indications. of
6,
struggle.
no 8. Tengo que salir del juego, quizás.
It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood
Anda, muérete. Fallato. Poción vacío, jarro de vino. No, no obtengo experiencia o qué pasa. Al menos he obtenido un punto de source
But who?
al usar esto. Pero no, esto falló. Esto es para curarme después. Libro antiguo.
Yes, this is a
Leer.
rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Vaya caquilla. No pienso leerme todos los libros, por cierto. Sí, ignora de mi
Good
espada.
gods! There's been a murder here.
El antifuente roto.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
¿Puedo entrar aquí? Espera, hago F5. Salgo del juego. Esta base 8. Base 8, ya está, fantástico.
Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
¿Qué es esta locura?
Easy now. Why don't you move along? Get some fresh air. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Si puedo ayudar.
Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no herself. Go ahead. She with the body.
It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood flow. That can't be natural.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Un robo? Puede andar lejos. Y se va. Uy, uy, uy. ¿Quién te crees que haces? Nada.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this.
Acercarte y aclararle que él no es la protectora de esta mujer, sino su captora.
Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of,
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Decir que a lo mejor puedes, después de todo eres un hechicero de la fuente.
Not with that collar on, you aren't. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Una moneda d'oro. ¿De verdad piensas que te ayudaré a un maestro, a alguien que te tiene prisionero?
Think about it. It's one of you who got killed, not one of us. We want to find who did it and bring them to justice. Who's your real enemy here?
Tú.
You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
¿Qué es esto? Suspensión de quitar tu solo para descansar y poder a tu grupo. A ver, ¿cómo lo uso? Es que las bolsas estas no las quiero, tío, no las quiero, paquete.
You sure about that?
Paquete,
What's your name?
paquete.
Gods, didn't your mother teach you any manners?
She got eaten by a void woken.
Forget it.
Las runas. Souls the Reaper. O sea, ahora todas estas me molestan, tío. Robado irrompible. Pues si dice que está roto.
Bleeding collar. It's stuck fast.
Usar. Hostia, qué bien.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Qué descansado dice.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us will kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Suffer. Surely.
What are you trying to hear
You
anyway?
look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
Oh, vale. Sabes que te puede matar, ¿verdad?
Why won't you sing?
Sí, la puedo matar. ¡Uy, qué bien! Puedo matar niños.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird?
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Tu pelirroja.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
Seguir el juego de agarrar el brazo cuando se me hizo decir a los niños que deben de haberse confundido.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Es cierto, darle la mano, supones que es Loche.
You presume right.
Entonces sabrá el asesinato que se cometió a bordo.
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Deberías irme conmigo alrededor, abrirnos espaldas mutuamente.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
¿Me estás vacilando?
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Vaya.
Good luck, Chief.
He hecho buena suerte, jefe.
It was one of them. I know it.
Duración 10 turnos. Duración 2 turnos.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Este bicho sigue
One of us
estando
will
aquí.
kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Ah, no, ya
Skip
muerto.
to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
You think me mad?
¿Qué dices?
Mad?
Name?
Insufferable.
Preguntar quién quiere
The
saberlo.
Divine Order wants to know.
Decirle tu
Well, you aren't
nombre.
here on my list. Scrammy, we're trying to catch a killer here.
Sing us a song. I know you can.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Vaya, mira eso. Dice el pavo este.
You one of them? A Divine Order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
Your kind always hung closest to the divine, like wolves around a
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
Muchacho, decirle que eres responsable de las decisiones de ti. Y decirte de ti como si fueras un niño.
He turns his head toward you, looking you up and down, and smiles before turning his attention to the ship once
Sabes que soy
more.
un no muerto, ¿no?
You look like a boy to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't.
Preguntar qué es lo que se supone que tengo que oír.
The ship, of course.
Calmarte y escuchar los sonidos del barco.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Decirle que el barco se queja como un enfermo.
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close.
Intentar. El sonido del ambiente desaparece.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Preguntar por qué no se tanto solo sino una rata.
No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Decirle que no debería decir esas cosas de una forma tan magnífica.
Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate, even here.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
¿Qué significa esa cifra para ti, compañero?
Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the Joy. Close to what lies beyond it, too.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Que era una ceja que no tengo. Y si está pensando en panduidas, quieres que cuente contigo.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
How dare
Vaya
you
que bien.
classify this slop as food? I've seen
¿Qué
more
hace este de
appetizing
aquí?
things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty.
I didn't do nothing, okay? It was one of them. One of your people. Human.
Never dined on anything less than a dozen courses.
Vale, de
And I
acuerdo.
don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe...
If you'll be pardoning me, I'll be much obliged.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first
Fey.
thing about sauce.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley
No es un
Hubert's
elfo.
famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Mirarlo fijamente y decir qué coño está haciendo.
I am reading. Is this not evident? My book is in my hands, my face turned away from you. Perhaps my eyes not on the page. Damnable things.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Predictable, really.
¿Por qué me podías tocar de esa forma?
Oh? Oh, I see. I crossed a cultural taboo. How difficult. You have my sincere apologies. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
No tengo ni idea de lo que está pasando.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative. Take this book, for example. I understand all of it, and yet none of it makes sense. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Tengo algunas experiencias personales, he visto muchas cosas en los últimos 2 siglos.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before.
Exacto, tú lo has pillado.
Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
4.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
¿Por qué les pierden todos dioses?
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Vaya, qué bien.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Y que estás bien.
Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
No, no he terminado. Quiero saber quién es el culpable.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
Antes hemos oído su historia. Los demás no, porque no me apetecía escucharlo.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Seguir la corriente, veamos dónde le va esto.
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this.
Ausencia de lengua y encías.
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Decir que puedes, pero tu sentido del gusto no es lo que solía ser.
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Sí, puedo hacer que con una sábana de raso uno parezca un varón.
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed.
Este es un príncipe, así que normal se cree que es el mejor de todos.
On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Sí, que sin duda tienes tu orgullo, los peines, los polvos, los perfumes no te son ajenos.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
No cabe duda decirle que acepto.
Of course you accept. Mine wasn't an offer, it was an order. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoot!
Well, you got this wolf on a leash now.
Tú, mujer.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him. I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
¿Qué 3 personajes me voy a llevar conmigo? Este va conmigo seguro. Es un guerrero, por lo que recuerdo. Y 2 chicas más.
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Acercarte más, pero apretar los puños.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
¿Sabes algo sobre Fuente de Júbilo?
The Joy. I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has
Me gustaría conocer a Alexander y le demostraría lo que pienso de su maldita orden divina.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Me niego.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
I'll find out. I always do. Now away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long
¿Qué es
enough
esto?
for
Es
me
mi
to listen.
invocación, es pues. Pero tú. Tirada.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
¿Qué está haciendo?
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
¿De quién?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Se puede decidir el daño por los dados, porque también puede descubrir el futuro en las entrañas de una vaca.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
¿No ves por qué no extender el brazo?
She looks at you in surprise when you bear an arm of bone.
Te muestras un brazo de hueso.
My. Guess I'll have to find out the memory from Marrow, won't I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers, watching, staring at them, hoping that none would stare back. You were thinking of flesh, or to be rather more precise, the pleasures of the flesh, those that have eluded you for so long.
Admitir con los ojos muy abiertos que es totalmente cierto.
Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep, so to speak. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
¿Pero quién ha matado? ¿Quién ha matado?
The woman keeps rolling her dice. She pays you no...
¿Quién mató a quién?
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
It was one of them. I know it.
So, anything interesting for me?
Defíneme
I'll
interesante.
take that as a no.
Pienso o matar a este pavo o robárselo. Tiene una máscara que hace que parezca humano.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Pienso robárselo o matarlo.
Tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Porque lo quiero yo.
Come on.
Con este de aquí no va a ir a mi grupo.
Be good, you scallywags.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Bueno, vale. No lo sé. Supongo que ha sido esta, quizás. Windego. Ay, claro, ha sido esta de aquí, ¿verdad?
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Take care of yourself now.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Sí, señor, irme. Hay que llevar a las personas responsables ante la justicia.
By all means, do as the officer says. But you had better hurry, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
¿Cuánto llevo de capítulo? 57 minutos. Vale, pues voy a terminar el capítulo aquí. Pues nada, hasta aquí este capítulo. Soy Sevedat y nos vemos en el próximo directo video. Chao.